That's it. That's it right there. Santa Claus, Santa's alias is really the Pope. In other words, Santa, white Santa, or whatever other Santa there is, it comes out of the European. It's very loosely, it's lyingly based on St. Nicholas. That's their cover story when they try to say that actually, Santa Claus is based on the historical. No, that's how they lie. Just like when they give you the counterfeit image of Jesus Christ, which is actually based on, is actually based on Caesar Borgias, who's the Pope, the son of Pope Alexander VI's son. So Santa, who is Santa really? Santa is the Protestant Pope. In other words, Santa is the Pope of Protestant denominations. Santa has become, he's basically another image of the Pope for those who are basically daughters. If you look at the Protestant churches, they are daughters of Babylon. And because the Protestant churches are daughters of Babylon, much which is not explained by the Bible. There's a lot of things within the Western Gentile, Anglo-American, Anglo-European Christianity that's not explained by the Bible. And it's not explained by pre-1492 Christianity or Judaism as we look at real historical times. So when we're looking at the image of Santa and who Santa really is, Santa Claus is the Protestant Pope. Santa Claus is the Protestant Pope. Hence the connection between this Santa Claus figure who knows when you are naughty, he knows when you're nice, he knows all these things about you. Very connected with the children. I'm surprised that, the rumors haven't, gotten exposed about the pedophilia that's also connected with these themes, because the original Santa Claus, right, coming out of the Northern European legends and forests and from that particular. So when folks talk about, well, they like to see a black Santa, instead of wanting to see a black Santa, you should really want to see the truth about Santa. Santa Claus is nothing other than a relic of the Protestant denominations, Catholic origins, their Catholic origins, hence, the costume, the garb, the infallibility, he knows all these things, so forth and so on. And even NASA follows him around, so now when people basically say there's no Santa Claus, some folks get upset about that because Santa Claus means something to them. Right? What does Santa Claus mean to them? Santa is the Protestant Pope. We'll get into some more of the details, but I thought that this was interesting and instructive, especially in the time that we're in with the subject matters that we're dealing with, is to really expose Santa for who he really is. Santa is in the Protestant churches. Some folks might not even understand that, but the Western Christian churches and those which came over to the Americas, they basically are daughters of Babylon, right? Their original Christianity does not really come out of the Middle East and Africa, the Afro-Shemitic regions. It doesn't come from there. It comes out of Europe, and in particular, it comes from Rome. This is why the image, when they talk about Jesus being white or whatever else like that European, this is based on Caesar Borgias, right? And Caesar Borgias, Cesare Borgia, he was the son of Pope Alexander VI, and he became the image after the iconoclast phase where they whitewash and destroyed the original images. And his sister, interesting, ironically enough, this is his sister right here. She becomes the image of Mary in the Catholic Church, and then later on the Protestant churches, right? Whom even the Pope even says, I think either Benedict has said that to the other churches, that you're basically are daughters of, you all are the daughters of Rome. And when we look at their traditions and their culture that are non-biblical, All this is non-Santa Claus running around, going down people's chimneys and messing around with the kids and stuff like that, the children. I mean, this has nothing to do with the Bible. And it has very little to do with the story of Jesus Christ. Just like their imagery, right? Their imagery of Cesare Borgia, or the so-called white Jesus, has more to do with the Pope than it has to do with Romanism, the Pope, and thus with Babylon, Mystery Babylon, than it has to do with God, the Son of God, the humanity of the Son of God, or the Bible, or really anything true. So once again, just to summarize this particular point, that the Santa Claus, right? Santa Claus is the Protestant Pope. He's the Protestant Pope. Hence the infallibility, the red robes, the messing around with children, and he doesn't get in trouble. Nobody even suspects anything, right? Nobody suspects anything. And then also their defense of Santa, white Santa and white Jesus, is another mark of deception. All right, there's another mark. Even when other folks say, well, they just want to have a black Santa or see Jesus in their image or whatever else like that. These people, they're sick. They want to rule the world because they've been deceived by the devil.